Welcome to the Business Spotlight Podcast. My name is David Beeson. I am your host for today's conversation. My guest today is Doc Deuce, the owner of Austin Zone. We're going to be talking about his business, journey to business ownership, challenges, best practices, and share a peek of what it's really like to build and operate a business. Doc, welcome to the show, and thank you for being here today. I would love for you to give us
Howdy,
a
howdy.
little bit of background of who you are and tell us about your business as well.
Sure. I'm Doc Deuce, lover of humans. Creatives are my favorite, and teachers are a very close second. And I've actually spent years as both. I've lived in Austin for more than 20 years, which at this point is now most of my life. I raised my son here as a single father for most of that time. And my son is also creative, and he's my favorite human. so when he graduated from UT at age 19 and started making a living in his chosen career field at age 21, it was clear to me that I could shift some of my dad energy into raising my business into what I'd been envisioning for years. That business is Austin Zone, which is a mega connector aimed at making Greater Austin the best place for creatives to live and work. Oh, and by the way, when I say creatives, I don't just mean like artists and storytellers. I also mean like entrepreneurs. And when I say entrepreneurs, I don't just mean like tech founders and product people. I also mean service providers. I have equal respect for the poet and the plumber. So Austin Zone is here to help everybody who's building and making things here in Greater Austin.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun conversation. Just letting you know a little bit about me. I graduated with a degree in film and TV production. I love movies. I write movies. I direct movies. I actually have a poster sitting right here on this bed behind me of my most recent movie I just finished. So
Wonderful.
I think it's going to be an awesome conversation.
I agree. You might not be able to tell, but this poster here says Tarantino.
Oh, nice.
Movie fan as well. And the one next to it is for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I love that movie.
Yeah, so also a big movie guy. Yeah, this should be a fun conversation indeed.
Yeah. So generally speaking, what does your current ownership structure look like? Just kind of setting the stage for the audience. Are you sole founder and owner? Do you have a business partner, outside investors?
Sole founder owner, I'm all alone. The thing is, though, I actually founded a company back in 2009 called I&I Enterprises that actually is the majority owner of Austin Zone. But right now, solo founder, very open to building a team. I expect to start doing that in 2026.
Nice, awesome. So, what role do you currently play in the business? Like, walk me through a day in the life of Doc.
A day in the life of Doc is software development, which I didn't actually expect to do, but the goal is to again be a mega connector and be able to facilitate more collaboration between Austin businesses. And so building a platform that enables that, building a lot of the connective tissue between different tools and software and platforms that are already in use, to make the most of where a lot of our businesses are already investing their time and resources, requires a lot of programming. I'm also out there talking to folks, making connections to actual people to learn more about what the creative community is working on and what they need in order to get their ideas and their goals to those next levels. So a lot of code writing and people talking.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. So, how many hours do you normally spend working on the business right now, like per week?
All of them. Well, it's the thing. It's the obsession right now. Um, so yeah, I it's always on my mind. I'm either always in conversation about it or fleshing out the business plan about it or writing some code about it. So it's really hard to quantify the number of hours. It's how I'm spending it's how I'm spending the majority of my time.
Awesome, awesome. So why'd you choose to go into business for yourself as opposed to choosing to work for someone else? And what was that transition like for you?
Well, I actually spent years working for big companies like HBO and Apple and PayPal and Dell Technologies in a design role, solving big problems for them that ended up rolling out into global solutions for some of these companies. At the same time, I was working with local creatives, helping them actually improve their content and grow their audience by thousands, right? So when my contract ended with Dell, it took me a little longer than I thought it would to find another role. Thing is, when I get into a role, I commit. So even though Austin Zone was founded in 2021, I would still commit to any role that I was in. Again, when I say that it's my current obsession, Austin Zone, and I'm just how I spend the most of my time, that's basically how it was for any company I worked for, which became a hindrance to the progress of Austin Zone. So when I realized it was a full-time job looking for a new job, it and I wasn't actually giving that time to building this thing that I truly believe in, I kind of shifted my focus a bit. Then working with clients is where I started, moving as well. But finding clients was also taking work, and working with the number of clients I could work with at one time was actually limiting on what I could be able to do on a bigger scale. And what I mean by that, for example, is I mentioned I was a teacher at one point. I went from being a teacher in the classroom to getting my master's degree in instructional design so that I can move above the classroom and design the curriculum that could be in classrooms across the nation, right? So I kind of scaled up my ability to provide for who I wanted to provide for. And so instead of kind of just being a client one-on-one, one-on-five kind of business, I'm building Austin Zone as, instead of having a pedicab, I'm laying the tracks and building a railroad station and the trains and all of that, so I can carry more and more people to where they're trying to get.
Awesome. Yeah. No, that sounds, yeah, that's awesome. Um, so when you look back on your journey so far since you started the business, what has been the most memorable roadblock that you had to overcome?
This actually, like, I get, when it comes to writing code especially, but generally speaking, I can get rather reclusive. Again, I'm using the word obsessive. But I was just hunkered down, just working head down, making things happen, only looking at code, barely talking to anyone, not putting myself out there to have the conversations with people. I was like Gollum. I'm just in this cave, like, my precious.
Yeah.
And so so to finally just decide to make myself available to the world again, especially considering it's the world I'm here to serve. Um, that actually was a big thing. Like, I can dwell in the self-consciousness of being on camera and showing the work when it's not finished yet. So overcoming perfectionism and just, let's just go out there and let's build in public, which is what I've been doing. And let's just do it. And so, yeah, overcoming my own internal hurdles and the internal inertia, um, that kind of kept me from embracing what I love so much, and that's just like being in communication with people, was a big hurdle to overcome, and it's going really well. Things are moving a lot faster now that I'm engaged with humans again.
Yeah. Yeah. No, makes sense. So, how do you communicate what makes your business stand out against the competition?
Hmm. I'm the more I talk about this, like, the less competition it seems that there is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use a metaphor, right? So I'm gonna refer to something called Power Rangers. You
Yeah.
may be familiar, you may not. If you're not familiar, Power Rangers is a group
Definitely
of
familiar.
highly skilled individuals, and those highly skilled individuals were then gifted the ability to expand their power in order to serve and protect their community, right? So part of the power that they received, in addition to their already existing skills, were big robots called Zords. So these Zords are really good at fighting big monsters, because big monsters show up in this town. We need somebody to protect this town from the big monsters. Y'all are skilled individuals. Here's a robot. Go fight the big monster. Now, the cool thing is, each of those robots was able to handle a different kind of attack in order to make this fight happen. But those 5 robots were able to combine into a mega robot, a megazord, which had capabilities that were greater than the sum of its parts. Everybody in there working together now to guide this thing and win this fight, and defeat any big monster that they may face. So what I see here in Austin is we've got a lot of people building powerful robots, and Austin Zone is here to be Zordon and kind of connect folks and work on actually building the Megazords that can defeat any monster that we may face. So, as far as competition, it's less about that and much more about collaboration.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, no, yeah, I love that. Um, what is one thing you wish more people knew about your business?
Well, it's less about what I want them to know about my business and what I want my business to let them know about, which is Greater Austin is awesome. So if you're in the 5 counties of Greater Austin, you can look around at 2.5 million creative and ambitious people. A lot of the people who live in the area moved from other places. So first of all, that pioneering spirit of picking up and heading somewhere in order to start a new life is already great. But we happen to attract really creative people. We happen to attract really ambitious people. And so I want to make it easier for us to recognize the power of our neighborhood, right? One of the tenets of Austin Zone, the main one, is it's bigger than local. It's Austin. Local is a word you can use anywhere, and it's a general term that relates to whatever's around you. But it just so happens that what's around us is great. It's bigger than local. It's Austin. So that's the
Yeah.
thing I really want people to recognize is that we've got a tremendous power, and if we can really see more of that and we can start to connect more of those dots, there's nothing we can't do together.
Yeah, no, I love that. So, I'm curious. So, what's like the business plan? Like how do you make this profitable?
Right now, one of the big things I've also had to overcome is not eating the marshmallow. And that
Yeah.
refers to that study where the kids, they give them a marshmallow and like, if you don't eat it, you get two, in 10 minutes. A lot of kids ate it. And the ones who didn't, they ended up looking at them a few years later and saw that they were having a lot more success in their life because they were able to delay gratification. Right now, what I'm providing is free. If you are a creator in Greater Austin and you have a YouTube channel or you're even curious about YouTube, then you are the market right now. You are exactly who I want to assist. I want to get more eyes onto your videos at absolutely no cost to you because you are the star of this show. You are the storyteller, you are the creator, and you are who is going to help change the minds that change the behavior that lead us all to more collaboration and a better future. Um, and so, as far as the money goes, what will eventually happen after we just get in everyone, we're gonna be able to provide some services at absolutely no cost because it's an important thing to do. Eventually, though, there will be flat fee services to continue to amplify all of the content and stories that you're putting out there. Flat fee, not per campaign, not per post with all these sponsored posts, not even per platform, like Meta versus Google versus LinkedIn, whatever it may be. A flat fee amplification of all of your content across all platforms plus a little more, such as we'll go find all of the stuff that's about your business as well. I see great things on Reddit talking about businesses that these businesses need to highlight and say, look what they're saying about your business right here. And so
Yeah.
so that flat fee is going to be a subscription that comes bundled with a bunch of stuff where you're getting a lot more for your money. Then there's also going to be the collaborative aspect of how can we tell bigger, better stories. How can we reduce the cost of that and also increase the effectiveness of it? And that is going to be the other thing as well, is partnering with filmmakers like yourself and having multiple brands figure out ways to support that story being told and not have to invest the full cost of a short film. Again, storytelling is a huge, huge aspect of what I really want people to recognize. And then we're surrounded by so many creative storytellers that what we can do is part of that collaboration part of that megazord is invest a smaller part of a bigger thing in order to have more effectiveness. And so with that, there's plenty of opportunities to um, how do I say this? You can still reduce the cost but have a little bump on that for basically acting as a contractor or a
Yeah.
broker between these businesses as they collaborate. So flat fee to have the access and the amplification of all of your content, plus the broker or contractor fees for actually putting these collaborative projects together to amplify you even further.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's awesome. The man, I wish that I wish that I would have found you right after I got out of college.
Oh man,
uh
yeah, man, I'm really trying to be here for the students.
yeah. Well, especially like in like the film and like the creative world, right? It's like whether it be film or painting or writing or whatever it is, coming out of college, it's really like, oh crap, now what? That's how it always is for people in the creative sphere because it's like in college they teach you a lot about the art itself, but they don't teach you how to make money on the art, or they don't teach you how to find the connections to be able to get your way in the door. You got to figure that all out on your own, and it was pretty tough for a couple years, that's for sure.
I understand
um
that completely.
yeah,
But
so
oh, go ahead.
oh, no, you go.
Oh, sure. So real quick then, I mentioned earlier my son graduated from UT at age 19. By age 21, he was making a decent living, like a living, an Austin living in his chosen field, and he is also a creative. So I have been able to guide someone through their college and then right into making money doing what it is that they do. And so again, like I said, I can now put some of that dad energy into the community and help provide some of those pathways. So yeah, I'm definitely here for that. And
Yeah,
yeah, even though it's after you've already dealt with that, I'm still here for you moving forward. So we can
yeah.
talk.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely be reaching out to you. So I'm always curious what successful businesses are doing, specifically whenever it comes to marketing. So uh I'm curious what your current marketing strategies are monthly right now.
Okay, so we're at an interesting point. Like finally, actually picking up some momentum. I had to really hone the concept of what this was and reverse engineer a lot. This is going to be a huge thing, but it's like, how do we boil this down to the steps that need to be taken right now? So the marketing is actually about to begin, like the actual like go at it and get it. But part of the reason that I'm providing the YouTube service for free is because YouTube is where the attention is.
Yeah.
Statistically, we should have about 1.4 million adult YouTube viewers in Greater Austin, based on the demographics of what age ranges are actually using YouTube regularly, and then based on how many adults there are in
Yeah.
Austin, 1.4 million YouTube viewers. So if I can gather all of the storytellers and help them be seen, then what that does is it provides a beacon of what people are already looking for: entertainment. So a lot of the marketing that folks tend to do with their businesses is, hey, look at me and look at what I do. And even a lot of the more, what's the word I'm looking for, like altruistic causes like shop local or like do this and do that. Instead, Austin Zone is making itself known by saying, hey, look at this. This is nice, isn't it? If you're in, like, so the YouTube channel actually isn't even putting out its own content just yet. The YouTube channel for Austin Zone, which is at Austin Zone VIP, the YouTube channel for Austin Zone is actually a bunch of playlists of videos by local creators. And it's automated. So the software I've been building means it goes out and finds your video and determines which playlist it should go on to. We've got some that are timely, like this week in Greater Austin area real estate, and a video that's older than a week gets removed, and the video that was just added gets added. And so every day you can check in on these playlists and see content that is interesting to you based on the category of the playlist and made by the awesome people who are in the Greater Austin area.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
the marketing is going to be, hey, Here's something for you. Save this playlist and have access to your interest at all times. You can binge watch your next major life decision on the real estate thing. You can watch a lot of business information if you're interested in business here. There's sports, there's news, and everything like that. So the marketing is really just giving people what they already want.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So whenever it comes to like more traditional style marketing, are you looking at going to like networking events and stuff? Are you looking at doing any
Oh,
types of your own videos, anything like that?
yeah. In the meantime, I have been on LinkedIn building in public. And so every day I'm putting out a video that's updating on here's what I added to the code today. Here's the event I went to. I just went to a filmmaker event, the PBS Austin Filmmaker Mixer the other
Yeah.
day. Woo! That was a great event. It was wonderful. So I am getting out there and talking and again having these conversations with people that is further helping me hone what Austin Zone is and does for this creative community. The build in public, which the impressions matter. So even though it's interesting, I've run into people who are like, I'm seeing what you've been doing. So there's somebody who I didn't see that they engaged with the post. I didn't see that they, left a comment or hit like or a reaction or anything, but they're seeing it. And as I'm going to these networking events, people are like, hey, I've seen you on LinkedIn. So that's working out really well. The traditional marketing that's going to take place is going to be specific for each of those playlists. So for free, you're going to get a marketing dollar behind you. As in, if you're on the real estate playlist, I'm heading over to Zillow to say, hey, home shoppers, you want to find more information about homes in Austin? Come over to Austin Zone. If you're into sports, then I'm going to find places to run ads specifically for, hey, look at this playlist full of Austin creators about local sports. So the advertising on YouTube is really where a lot of it's going to be happening as well. Actually running pre-roll and mid-roll ads just to be like, hey, Austin, here's some stuff to watch. That's going to be a big
Yeah.
part of how we go about this as well.
Yeah. I know that you said that currently right now it's just you, but are you looking into building a team in the future? Is there anything specific that you're looking for team wise?
I'm even though I'm getting in there and I'm writing a lot of this code and I'm doing the UX design and I'm writing the business, I would love to have some have some help with that. As a matter of fact, um, even though I can build, I know that someone can build better than me. I'm more jobs than was. And I
Yeah.
would love to have a WAS on board so that I can continue to put my attention towards the relationship building and those kinds of connections. So like some kind of CTO would be great. I'm also going to need community managers because while I'm talking about people on YouTube in Greater Austin, there are different things you need out of YouTube. Some people who, again, are selling houses, they don't need a whole lot of views. They're not trying to monetize their channel, but they are trying to use their channel to monetize their business by bringing attention to the service that they provide, right?
Yeah.
You've got your podcasters, you've got your short film creators, you've got your streamers and gamers and stuff like that. So you've got all these different pockets of folks who are using YouTube to do what they do. So community managers who can say, hey, all of you podcasters, let's talk about what you need from Austin Zone. Hey, all of you real estate agents, let's talk about what you need from Austin Zone. So community managers are probably going to be second. And then a UX designer. I mean, I could make stuff that's I'm I'm a much more of a back end guy. I like back end and I cannot lie. And so if there's a UX designer out there who can make this an experience that people actually want to engage with, the platform itself is going to combine the practicality of like search based, intention based internet usage, so you can find Austin versions of, and entertainment like Instagram, where you can just browse and just find cool things. So someone to help me make that an engaging and useful and effective experience for folks is also something I'd like to have on the team.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. So I think if you're ready, we'll transition to a couple rapid fire questions real quick.
Let's
Aw-
go.
Awesome. What is the key to success for you?
The key to success is consistency.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
no, I
was
mean
rapid, right? Was that right? Was that, do I
no,
need to
I mean
elaborate?
I couldn't agree more. Being consistent at everything you do, uh, just continues to grow everything.
Indeed.
What is your one piece of advice for other business owners?
Focus on focus more on collaboration than competition. And that's not to say that someone who's in your same field, it's not to say you don't have competitors, but if you spend, you should know what your competitors are doing. But if you find ways to collaborate and enhance what you're doing as a business by working with folks who can fill gaps, which is cool. We've got like fractional roles now. I consider that like a form of collaboration. Um, I think if you focus more on collaboration, then you're going to build something that puts you above your competition anyway.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome. What is a book or podcast you're reading or listening to right now?
I'm currently reading I Think I Swallowed an Elephant by Jeffrey and Brian Eisenberg, who Brian Eisenberg is actually a local creator and business owner as well. If you're familiar with the whole, how do you eat an elephant?
No.
One bite at a time. Yeah. Yeah. So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's this old saying. And this book is laid out as it's all about storytelling. And every chapter is a it's a bite-sized chapter. There are a lot of chapters, and each chapter is only about 2 pages. And chapter two, success is 80% mindset, 20% strategy. And this whole book is about mindset, just little reminders of how to think about telling your story properly and how to position how to position your message in order for it to be more effective. That 20% strategy, though, I'm getting from Alex Hormozzi's $100 million series.
Hmm. Yeah. I need to check that out. I get that a lot, the Alex Ramosi, all his stuff. I really need to check out some of his stuff. So this is kind of a fun question that I always like to ask. If you had a little bit of magic dust and you could choose one spot in your business to sprinkle in, everything would be perfect there. Where would it be and why?
Shazam! Sorry, magic. Anyway, some people will get it. um, if I sprinkle that magic dust, then the right incentives for the right people in the right roles would just all be there. It would just everything would be ready for the folks I need to have what they need to do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Sorry if that sounded convoluted,
No,
but
I get it. I get what you're saying.
okay.
All right. Well, real quick, before we get to the final question of the day, would you like to share with our audience how they can follow you, learn more, contact you? I know you plug the YouTube channel if you got other stuff too.
AustinZone.vip is the website. Yes, .vip. So Austin Zone is Austin ZONE .vip. At Austin Zone VIP is the YouTube channel. You can find me, Doc Deuce, on LinkedIn. That is where I am the most active. Now, some people misspell Deuce. It is spelled DEUCE. So I'll see you there.
Awesome. Well, we've come to the final question of the day, and that is what is most inspiring to you today?
People like you, David. You filmmaker, you creator, you. I get around this city and I run into so many awesome people that remind me of why I'm building this. I really, really do believe in Austin because of the people that are in it. And so, David, you inspire me. And I look forward to seeing the films you've worked on and working with you to make the next projects happen, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that. I couldn't agree more. There's just so much untapped potential, I think, in our city. Like there's like I was over me and my wife, we were just down in downtown and we were walking around shopping and we passed by this local comedy club. Just randomly passed by it and we walked into it and some of the funniest people I've ever seen in my life. We stayed there for 2 hours, cracking up the entire time. And these people, like maybe they got some Instagrams and stuff, but they're not going on, you know, they're not going in front of 100,000 people or anything like that. They're just stopping at a club and doing some open bike nights. And we had a blast. And that was
That's
literally
awesome.
last week, 2 weeks ago, maybe. And yeah, we stayed there for 2 hours. We weren't even supposed to stop there. We were just shopping and popped in and got a good laugh and went home. It was really cool.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, and I think there's so much untapped potential here, whether it's music or comedy or filmmakers or painters, artists. There's so much. And I really do love what you're doing.
Oh man, let's do it together, man. Help me out. Let's do
Yeah.
this.
um, I just want to encourage all of you watching to save this show and come back and watch it again because Doc really did have some great insights for business. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so we get notifications every time a new conversation drops, just like this one. Thank you to everyone who joined us today, and a special thanks to you, Doc, for being with us today. We really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next episode.